cool to watch. Shazam, obviously, the best constants since Star Trek.
Yeah.
Everyone's playing well.
I think they're an exciting team, and I love the story of it as well. I mean, not to necessarily sort of rain on that part of Counter-Strike, but you know, there is a tendency for some organizations to pick up really strong rosters right off the bat and invest a lot of money into it. Yeah. This idea of building something from the ground up, I think, is really cool. So hopefully it'll work out once again. Complexity versus Big, with Complexity starting on the T side, and it's going to be a rush right in through Hot, opening the door, and Shazam will instantly get that kill. Good refrag from Next, but now they're down on low ground, and you can see how hard it is. You really want to take that look over the edge, but that does also reveal all of your face, and that's never a good idea. Def will take down TZ in, so 2 on 4. What a great start.
It is a very, very good start, and this retake is going to be difficult. No kits on either of the players at the moment, and this is a good setup. 2 inside the bomb site, 1 at the vents. They need to clear towards Mini. Someone needs to have eyes on it, and there's the peak. Smooya trying to creep in. He's going to be forced back, and now you see it is just a massive amount of obstacles as you try and make it into the bomb site, trying to bait out those peaks, and it's just not coming, but there's the first kill.
Yeah, but they need to be way quicker than this. And Shazam, 1 more good headshot. Smooya trying his best, but as you said, no kit currently anywhere on the ground, so he's going to get 1 kill, but he'll run out of time no matter what happens here. So very, very good effort and a good triple for him. And I mean, it all helps in terms of the money. But Complexity will win the pistol. And just a really clean A rush. Not bad.
I think that's, I mean, this is going to be interesting to see how Complexity comes out with this. Because if you, I haven't talked to the players so much, but I know, like, talking to people, you know, like Warden behind the scenes and everything, this is a team who, like, kind of had their expectations. They've already met kind of their goal of what they expected to come, right? Or what they really wanted to achieve. So here you're kind of playing with house money. I think if there's going to be a lot of pressure on Big early on, if they can withstand that kind of aggressive nature of Complexity to start this map out, then I think that they'll be able to calm it down and run away with it. But Complexity, they're going to come out, you know, guns blazing, no pressure whatsoever. This is 2 very fast upper rushes, open and kill. Next gets one kill, but swing out 2 wide. He's really blocked in there.
Yeah, Fire was right behind him as well. It's so dangerous when you play a team that feels like they don't have that much to lose, or they're already feeling happy about the whole situation. I mean, we've obviously all seen the wonderful pictures of Ye winning rounds.
He
so
just
happy.
looks so happy, doesn't he?
He does, and it's great. I mean, that's going to help the team so much. I think Big, they almost got knocked out in the challenger stage, right? It was getting very close.
And they were down 0-2, I think, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so. And then sort of having to fight your way back. Oh, that's going to be bye-bye. 1-2. So, but still, I think it's one of those things where now that they've overcome it, and you can tell Tabson is playing better, Nex is playing better. Yeah. They just got to keep that rolling, and they got to, you know, if they have any doubts left in their minds, they've got to push it all the way out now, because this isn't a way game for them. 2-0, and only losing Def. That's just fine. No problems for Complexity.
Yeah, no problems at all. Will be interesting to see if Big is able to adjust. That's 2 fast upper rushes in each one of these rounds. This time won't have anything to stop it. They've got that CZ on Tapson, some armor, that smoke, that's about it. Complexity as well. I mean, the gun rounds are going to be the real test of what kind of a plan Complexity is able to bring into it. So we have Ye, who always looks so happy when he wins rounds, when he wins maps and games. Very much, you know, the epitome of Ye. Like, he just looks like his alias. Are there any other players that we have in Counter-Strike that look like their alias you can think of?
We have a couple that are the opposite, right? Happy comes to mind. Yeah. But maybe we'll come up with more stuff. There'll be something there. Good little entry. They are fighting USPs that are unarmored, so should be just fine. They've got that 1 Mac 10. It's a very efficient grenade, and Ye looking to clean it up, and he will do just that. Great sequence of headshots. 3rd round, only losing 1 in the last 2. That's just fine. So they're going to be pretty happy about this whole scenario. And the first big test here for the CT side. And it'll be interesting to see how this unfolds. I mean, if you lose that first rifle round when you're on the CT side of Nuke, things get really bad. It's not going to be a fun ride.
Really bad, really quickly. The nice thing is Smooya was so effective in that pistol with a couple kills, he was able to still afford this AWP. No armor, though, even with that investment in the 2nd round, so that's pretty cool. Fast towards upper we go again. Nex is about to be in a lot of trouble. He's not even aware of what's happening. He's already down. Yeah, he gets 2. And what a punch to the face.
Absolutely, and if you look at the utility they had at the beginning of this round, I don't even think they had a Molotov to put into HUD, right? Which is later on what you could sort of rely on. So, I mean, in terms of having a start in this game, and it's a best of 1, to be that unprepared for something that's already been happening a couple of times seems a little bit outrageous, you know?
Just didn't have the money. I mean, it's also one of those things that's like, all right, they rushed up around pistol, they rushed up around second. Surely they won't do it on number 4.
Yeah, but I feel like there are ways. I mean, obviously the best way to prepare for it is to have the counter Molotovs, right? But there are other ways to do it as well. And I don't know. I feel like that should have been something that they could have maybe done.
Maybe put a little bit more. Well, I mean, you have to realize as well, a lot of teams like to be outside on that 4th round because that's where you really start to establish, especially when the CTs don't have the nades and everything like that. You want to establish your ability to be in yard. Complexity's gone the other route.
So, what a great start here. Complexity 4-0.
I didn't even see Nex jumping. I think we were in there. I mean, Gabi, I think we were in the POV of Nex.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That made things super easy.
They were loving it.
He's like, oh, thanks for that.
I mean, Nex must have heard them running at HUT as well, right? He was right next to it, and it just seemed very confused about what was happening.
It could have been some comms going on. And in fact, maybe that's why we're getting a timeout from Big all of a sudden. It's just some hectic, some kind of confusion. Also, you have the nades blowing up door and everything like that, and it could be something where Nex's job is to be the one to stop the door push.
Yeah.
And Gabi wasn't expecting to get caught by that speed out of HUT. Could be a multitude of different things, but either way, yeah. I mean, you're right. If you're in a BO1 on Nuke, I mean, you can't start any better than this so far. They have a lot of money built up quickly.
Yeah, an incredible amount. Some pistols being upgraded here for Big, and some grenades being purchased. I don't know.
Full losing bonus is going to be coming next round, so they'll be able to buy. You're not really sacrificing anything. No matter what happens, Big is going to have all the tools they need next round. And you've got that element. You have the AWP, you have the M4, so you have different things that you can put with these pistols to be dangerous.
A little bit of presence outside. Going to be shuffling some people back and forth here on the Big side to see if they can guess the right idea. I mean, that wall outside sometimes does mean that someone's sneaking down. This time it doesn't.
This is just to be contact or timing to hit that upper bomb site. And I don't know if Shazam got the information. There were players from Big dropping into those vents and running. They were being noisy. Oh, but look at that sneak up inside the smoke. This is so dangerous for Complexity. Taps to make his move now, and he's done it. He's got 1. He's tapping away, and he's going to sink back down into the vents.
Yeah, Nex. Back down the ladder, dead. Smooya with that saved AWP, and this is a pretty big return now. 2-on-2. Bomb waiting, not planted yet. They want to make sure they don't walk into Smooya's ult. Nice shot there from Shazam. Smooya trying to reposition himself and make himself a little bit harder to read. I don't know if they were close enough to hear a little bit of noise there, but they're back down into the B bomb site with the bomb and all. So this retake is going to be very nearly impossible. We've seen Smooya do some incredible things in the tournament so far, but this would be something different. Very hard with the AWP. Walking back in right around the corner, and that's a good kill for Smooya. That gives him a chance. Picks up the M4. Shazam on the other side of the doors, and Smooya going to bust them open. Just trying to look everywhere all at once. I mean, think about how much he has to cover right now. This is definitely not easy. Shazam revealing where he is, but now it's almost out of time. If he had a kit, it'd be different. Instant hit. Triple kill for Shazam, and Complexity saved the round.
Not bad, and actually that's actually pretty costly, and I don't blame Smooya for going for it, but taking the AWP away, if he wants it back, he's going to have to get it with no armor and very light on utility again. So at least they have the Molotovs to stop any kind of fast play, but that did get very, very dangerous. Complexity letting a couple frags slip away from them, and this was a very quick shot as Ye's not ready for that, and Shazam, a couple beautiful shots from him in that round. 5-0. This could start spiraling out of control if Big cannot stop what Complexity's bringing to the table here. This is their big hope, their big hopeful buy.
Yep, they must make this work. It didn't work in the 6th round, and it's a pretty close time getting the 1 kill. Next, almost following up with a double. That would have been beautiful, but they are not out of the woods yet. Still a 3-on-3 here. They have a pretty big health advantage, but once that bomb goes down, things tend to get just a bit awkward, especially if you're trying to retake it from the high ground. Smooya waiting at the edge, not pushing through the smoke, which is probably the smart idea here. Just counting the seconds, and Stanislaw outside. outside. What a headshot to take down Tabson. This retake just got so much more tricky now. They've got to find a way to break back in. They know where Tabson or Stanislaw is, but I'm not sure that's quite enough at the moment. Tizian almost walking into a headshot is so close. Sam holding him up here. He's going to get the headshot with the M4, but it's not enough. No scope from Smooya, but he can't get it done. Just Sam will take him down, and Complexity running away with a massive round, and now Bigger in so much trouble.
Shazam is a monster at the moment. He is getting some phenomenal trades. It's a great headshot from Stanislaw, especially considering the fact that he'd been legged earlier. That is a beautiful entry, but even following it up, even getting dinked here, holding his ground inside the bomb site, and then finishing things off. Contact towards vents. And they are just toying with Big at this upper bomb site. Different paces of different attacks. That one is just waiting inside hut, slowing things down and coming out with no warning, no nades whatsoever. Signals that hit is going to come in, and Complexity just being bullies. Sam is out, jumping around the corner. Actually, he's tagged up pretty hard. He's going to keep chasing. Tizian does make it away. Rotations are going to start coming in, and there's going to be a free-ish kill.
Yeah, surprised Tizian managed to get the but still, they are going to be able to run all the way down. Triple kill for Shazam. He is 12-1 right now. And Tabson and next 2 versus 4. They do get rid of Shazam, but it doesn't really matter at this point. This is an unreal beginning for Complexity, about to be 7-0 in their favor. Next, I don't know what the odds are that he can win this with the C-set 75, but low, most is it?
It's a very small number.
The forecast is not looking good.
Perhaps even an imaginary number.
It could well be.
I mean, I guess go for a gun, see what you can find, get one of the anything's going to help. It's not going to matter. I cannot believe what we're seeing out of Shazam. He actually has 16K at the end of this round.
Yeah, if you are going to have a good game, now would be the time for it. Yeah. This is incredible.
You saw the tweet from Jason Lake, I think it was yesterday. This is all well and good. Everyone's having fun, but he felt like that third win was going to be difficult to come by, and maybe his boys surprising even him.
Yeah, this is so exciting, isn't it? What a story for a team that I think almost everyone had kind of written off from, like, before we even got into the challenger stage. It was like, yeah, but
it's very similar to the first time I had success back in, I want to say 2004 with Complexity at the CPLs. Just no one really expected them to do a whole lot, and they came in and just started battering people out of nowhere. This round it's a little bit more slow. Stanislaw's already down to about half HP outside, probably took some nade damage, but what is the adjustment? You still only have 2 players defending this upper bomb site, Gabi and Nex, and Gabi's in the open. If Nex goes down, he's screwed. There's no surviving, and it does look like Complexity want to continue to abuse this upper bomb site. Yay, hoping Gabi peeks right into him. It's not happening. Clearing, no, he's just going to walk out. This is bold. But fortune favors the bold at times.
Yeah, this could be absolutely perfect. Next is going to be bang right in his face. He does get the 1 kill, but alone on the bomb side. He's going to get the bomb down. Good follow-up as well. And taking down Stanislaw. And now 3 odds to kill for death actually happening outside. Smooya going to return the favor, leaving Shazam alone. I think he gets legged right as he tries to make that cross. So a bit unfortunate. Otherwise, it would have been fun to try and see him in a 1 versus 3, but kind of got cut short at the end. So a little bit going Big's way. But he managed to live through that round.
That was dangerous, though. If Ye had just been looking front hut when he turns that corner, all down to timing. That free kill on a Nex, it would have pretty much won the round for him, but a great hold again from Gabi. He's delivered a number of times for this team, especially on this map.
Yeah, you feel like if you replay that round, letting 3 men out of the squeak door like
with
that.
No indication?
No indication, almost certainly that's going to work out in their favor.
Flashbang came in. I'm not sure if that might have been a team flash. I can't remember where it came from. But they kind of seemed to blind both Ye and Nex, actually. But Nex just had the information a little bit quicker.
So, grenades landing outside. All usual ones that we all recognize. The whole wall going down. Smooya on the other side can just take a couple of steps to the left. Is he going to see that picked up right in front? That's 1 kill on death. He's going to stick around and follow it up with a good double, edging in what he really wants it, but not going to be able to get that 3rd one. Still, that is not bad at all. He did not give it away, and Tabson might have just done that.
Next going to follow it up with a mistake. Stanislaw down to 13, but he was prepared for the insanity. And you cannot get reset here if you're Big. Oh, that would be such a disaster. Gabi flanking from ramp room. Tizian down below. Complexity's hit the pause button, but I don't think anyone's watching for this flank. I think Stanislaw could be in some trouble. He's actually up top on the roof, just peering down. He's gotten himself out of danger, but he can't protect them from Hut.
Oh, he doesn't quite have the angle to see it. This is very awkward. What a strange round this has turned into be. Should have been, I think, at least a favorable. Oh my god, the kill coming out from Shazam. Just so quick, taking down Gobby. If he had gone down then with about 30 seconds left, who knows what the 2-2 would have ended up like. And now they're waiting. They just want to know where Tizian is by the time they get the bomb down. He's going to be in mini, but how can you possibly break this kind of a crossfire? They are everywhere on that bomb site. He's got no grenades to force any kind of a fight. The fact that Big make that kind of mistake, I feel like that's the pressure showing, right? Like that's the symptom of a team that's really feeling it, and they lose that AW at the end as well. 8-1, immediate reset. It does not get any better than this. Complexity are wrecking Big right now.
Yeah, pressure and and just frustration. I mean, that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, that kill there. This drop down from next, though, that's tough to swallow if you have a man advantage early on. I mean, Smooya provided you so many opportunities. Another great round from Complexity, showing they can do it fast and slow, and it's a reset for Big. They're out of money. It's not the harshest one in the world. Smooya picks up a scout and a nade. Tizian has the Deagle and 3300 behind him, so I wonder, are they going to buy next round? Because they need some more rounds on the board. They need some kind of breathing room for the second half.
They absolutely do. We have seen some pretty crazy T-House before on this particular map, so there is always a chance that Big have got something wonderful planned as well, and maybe Complexity are going to struggle on the CT side. I mean, we've seen that too for some of the teams, right? Well,
Complexity especially, you think that Inferno game against Vega was 11-4 at half, and they gave it away, and they had actually, I think that was in overtime they had to win that. And then just the other day against G2, they had that 13-2 half, and they allow that 1 versus 4 from Shocks. Yeah, and ended up having to scrape out for the win. So, I mean, the last thing this team has to learn, it seemingly, is how to close these games.
But the beginning is looking just fantastic at the moment. And as you said, a good mix here of crazy rushes and just, you know, the slow rounds coming out. So, pretty good mix-up, and really annoying if you're Big, just not being able to establish any kind of pattern in what's coming at you.
This is going to be a nasty split on the upper bomb site.
Yeah. One flashbang and this whole thing is not even a flashbang. Actually, that's one teammate, so a little bit uncomfortable. Still secondary advantage. Should be good. What is happening? It's really falling apart now. 20 seconds for a 2-on-2. The bomb is in me. That smoke is blowing a block a little bit off, and they get the shot right through the door. Oh, sorry. Bomb taking down Tizzy and Tabson, finding a kill on top of the smoke. Bomb is being retrieved, and Stanislaus still alive on the other side. That was so close to being shot. Tabson, this is a big chance, and he's going to get it in the last possible bullet. It seemed like he was about to completely get wrecked. He has no armor either, so one bullet landing on him would have done all the damage in the world there. Triple for Tabson, and he should probably not have won that round.
I don't know how they lost it. I think it must have been that one flashbang. That first player coming out of upper got completely blinded for it, and it really delayed things. But Tabson also able to get right around that corner after that kill in towards mini. You could see them taking a shot at him from above. Weren't able to complete the kill before he's able to get into safety, and that's when he picks up the AWP and wreaks havoc. But great spam, just unfortunately can't follow it up. That gap in the smoke is just so brutal. Def didn't even see it coming. Well, when you're in this kind of a situation as Big is, you need your stars to step up.
That was I mean, that round...
They had no business winning that, though.
They really had absolutely no business winning that, and that's the sort of round that could maybe start to get the team up and running, just like, because they must know that as well. That's the big difference, try and rush through that. That's what they were looking earlier on, and now you see the results when they do it. Gobby with a quad kill, fighting inside of the market. So such a big difference in utility. They only lose Tabson. What a recovery, and this could really have a big impact on this game.
Yeah, and that was predictable from Complexity. That was maybe the first time Big really knew exactly what was coming. The Molotovs, and I mean, you could just see Gobby just lined up, ready to go. Smoke comes in. There's no chance whatsoever. This is great tapping as his ammunition is running out. Gobby and Tabson delivering for Big to keep them in this, in even a minimal scale. But finally, they have Complexity. They had all that money. Shazam had 16K at one point, down to just 100 on him, and 4 players below $750 in the bank. Now Big can start clawing this back, and if they can get this to 6 or even 7, then you start feeling like Complexity, all that work they did, all that great start might have gone down the drain.
Yeah, well, let's see if they can recover from this. Tizian is going to be jumped on with very little warning. 3 men waiting on the other side of the smoke, and they're edging their way in. They're going to stand up right in his crosshair. Oh! Instantly shot down. That is just incredible.
I think a lot of people are going to start using this. That's a clever way to peek. Got B traded off. No chance for a multi-kill from him, and easy access into this lower bomb site.
Think of the risk if it's an AWP holding instead from Hell, and you just, I mean, I don't even know. That is just
I mean,
so
that's
brutal.
likely a little bit of research, right? We've seen Tizian a couple of times holding that exact angle. We've seen him take some of those great fights, and that is a little piece of anti-stratting for sure.
Yeah, it pays to be with a lot of kids.
Sweet.
He is a little bit mad, isn't he? Just throwing the grenade and wanted to get out. They are going to lose every single player in complexity. Not going to give up that easily. Not going to give away the big start here. We need to see this. Yeah, look at this. This is so incredible.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, what can you do, right? At that point, dude, you just take off your hands off the keyboard and mouse and just like try and take a deep breath, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not angry.
You're like, I'm just gonna take one step to the left and just relax. Do all your different wusa.
Massaging your elo.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah. Whatever you can do to keep sane at this point in the game. Oh, Smuya, probably not happy about that either. One of those shots that would have been very beneficial to connect with. He is down to 42, and the rest, I mean, they have so little to work with right now. What a struggle for Big early on in this first half, having such a lot of trouble. That's the bomb down, though, so that seemed a little bit careless.
Very careless, considering they even knew where Smuya is, and now they're going to need a flashbang on this red box for him to peek, and it doesn't work. He even got the flashbang, but Smuya, one wrecking ball outside. Even Shazam can't find it, and this is one of the only rifles they have. Complexity, another chance that they have been able to win this round. It could have easily been 12-3.
Yeah. Yeah, so we were criticizing Big a little bit earlier for not holding some of those upper rushes. Maybe a little bit of criticism we could forward to Complexity for this particular round. Because they had the smokes up, they at least had the smokes to put up the wall of smokes if they wanted to make that crossing clean. But that seemed very disjointed, and that could cost them the round. It's not done yet, but definitely could. 30-some seconds left. Flashbang doesn't really touch Smuya, and he's still ready for it. Oh, he misses the chance, goes for it again, and Nex is there to help out. And now it's all on Stanislaw, and he's not going to be able to find the last 2 kills, so...
Yeah, it's a bummer that they're not able to handle Smuya outside, considering that first engagement he missed a shot. They brought him down to about half HP. They knew where he was. They knew he was pinned down behind this red box the whole time, and it's that peak from Android. And I mean, you could see that you know, in defensive Complexity, they were doing it right. You hear the pop flashes go off when pretty much everyone is peeked into them.
Yeah.
Just the flashbangs were not thrown in. They weren't placed correctly.
Yeah, and it's a little bit tricky, right?
Yeah, it's always hard to tell when you don't know exactly where he's looking behind that red box. You don't know which angle he's at, so... Great round from Smuya, though. He's 13-10. Gabi at 10-11. Tizian at 2 over in that ramp room, and I mean, you gotta say, looking at that scoreline, looks like a bad game out of him, but fair play. Think of all those fast hits towards the upper bomb site where there's just been no chance of anyone rotating and even getting involved in the game.
Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like right now we're just watching Big going to hold on to the game, trying to see if they can stay relevant. I don't think 4 rounds is enough on CT side Nuke. I think 5 you're starting, you know, if you're in the pistol you still got a chance. 6 you've got like more of a buffer. 6 right on the edge, and oh my god, Tabson nearly getting caught. He does take down Ye. He's the only one with a pistol, the rest have AK-47s, and now Tizian going to go hide in the corner, hoping that he can catch them coming through. 4 people on the other side against an MP9. That does not seem like favorable odds whatsoever. Re-smoked a little bit further back, so actually, might be just an opportunity there. The first one fades, but they do get back, so...
I thought for sure they would blow up through that, but you're right. I think it's just because it went a little bit deeper. Shazam going to stick around. All 4 players from Complexity inside. No one pressuring outside. They would love to be able to apply some pressure to ramp room. But Smuya's in the back with the AWP, and they might walk right into this. They haven't seen this one before. They haven't really investigated ramp except for that one round. And I think this might catch them off guard.
They might be peeking from two separate angles. Let's see if just on scopes as they make their move a little bit. Tizzy and this is so dangerous, and they're both going down. More timing failure here for Big. That should not be happening.
That one hurts. Now they only have one smoke to get this bomb planted, and they have to watch this window. She's immediately take it down. The follow-up from Tapson is great. 12 HP. And look at how low this is a 1v3 that Def could definitely win, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think he hit his jump button, and I think there was something awkward going on. Just some very strange situations there. I understand why Tizian wanted to throw that grenade, but Smooya was falling back at the same time, so that was just, I mean, very, very awkward. It's a great recovery from Tapson, and generally here at the Legend stage, he's been amazing, hasn't he? Been a solid player for Big once again. 9-5, and somehow Big have held on to some. I just don't even understand it. I feel like
you feel like they've been hit with like 3 or 4 knockout punches throughout this map.
That really is what we're watching right now.
It's, well, I mean, it's, you know, it's Rocky. He takes that beating in pretty much every fight right at the start.
Yeah.
Will he come back in the end? Is this Apollo Creed or Ivan Drago he's fighting?
I don't know, Moses. We'll have to stay tuned and just watch it, I think. I remember, because I used to do boxing back when I watched those movies, and I always thought, this is so unbelievable. Like, no one can survive this. He's going to be dead. Oh, well. Yay. Gonna have to settle later on because he's gone around Android. Gonna be taking down Goppy. Wanted to follow it up, and that might be a big opportunity here. Stanislaw trying to recover the bomb. I mean, it's a heroic effort. Tapson taking a lot of fire damage. He wanted, I think, to save the smoke, but instead they had to use it right then and there. Spray doesn't connect. 4 on 3 though, and Big really need to slow this down now. They have the advantage, or they had it, and they sort of keep fighting and keep pressuring, and it might not even be necessary. Tabs going to save them again here. Big kill. There's a guy right underneath him, and now it's a 1-on-2. All on Def, and he wants to get the bomb plant down, but next is right around the corner, so it'll finish 9-6 in favor of Complexity. That's still an incredible first half, but I think you're right. This could have been 12-3 in their favor. Like this was a very odd first half. One of the more strange halves we've seen so far.
It is. What a battle from Big. Look at that exchange right at the end. Finally going on a 6-2 run to close that out. And I mean, they won. Remember, they won that crazy eco round with Smooya having the AWP and the M4. That's all they saved in upgraded pistols. Yeah. If they hadn't won that, this is a slaughter. So there's going to be some work in the second half for Complexity. But looking at the very least, like they're familiar, they're well versed, they don't look lost in any way. Obviously, that big lead that was gained at the beginning from them is a lot of it is based off, you know, just economic power. Now we'll see with the defense. Are they going to be ready for the rotations? Are they going to be ready for the attacks and the smokes that Big is going to throw? Are they going to be able to control Yard?
This halftime music, Moses, is great. I really enjoy it. With a little bit of saxophone in there as well.
Yeah, it feels like it should be in like a dimly lit room.
Sounds like the sort of music that was in the movie Ghost Dog, if you've ever seen that.
I've never seen that.
Incredible movie. You should definitely watch it. 9-6, second half coming up, and we do have a fair bit of utility, actually an enormous amount compared to what we normally see.
We have very little stopping power in the upper bomb side on the defense as well. I think they're playing a retake. I think it's just Android basically above heaven hoping to pick one player off. There's no one actually in it.
If they're playing retake and they save both the Molotovs, that retake is going to be so difficult to do. A little bit of a smoke, both to Heaven and to Mini. That's a good setup to begin with. And the Molotovs will be used. One to the corner, and I'm not sure where the other one went, but they're going to be back towards ramp instead. What? They use all their utility on A and then run back ramp. This is good. There's nothing left, and Def shutting it down. Stanislaw with the other kill. They get completely cold on that, and Ye will close out that kill on Tabson. God B would have been a nice flank if they'd won the ramp room fight, or if the people in ramp had fallen back, but that was so elaborate that I'm not even sure Complexity knew what was happening, and somehow they just were in the right spots.
I mean, I think it's kind of cool because they're playing retake. Obviously, no one is panicking inside the bomb site, and they're just kind of saying, well, we have to wait for the bomb to get planted anyway, so everyone in ramp room just stays. I mean, again, that could have been something if they directly counter-strat something that they saw, but either way, I mean, we see on some pistol rounds Complexity enjoying to play this kind of a retake strategy, and I think Big is going to be wondering why that crossfire is still set up in ramp room. Even on top of that crossfire, by the way, they had some incredible shots.
Yeah. So, winning the pistol round as well. They did it in the first half, and they went on to win, what, 7 rounds in a row after winning that pistol. So they are they've put themselves in a very nice position now to win this game, Complexity. That would just be amazing for what's already been. This has been a great story of the Complexity team.
This has been just really, really cool. Shazam with a lot of damage dealt. Def waiting as well. He's going to hear these footsteps. When does he want to peek? There's the find. Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, it gets a little bit dicey now, doesn't it?
I feel like that should have been an easy kill. If he got that, he would have been gone in the next bullet as well. That's a nice find from Tizian, who said he did not have a good time on that bomb site in the first half, and maybe not even his fault necessarily. 4 on 3.
This is a great response, though. Yay and Android pushing in, controlling lobby. You have Stanislaw at the stairs, so you're really kind of funneling their position, but they cannot give up the entire bomb site. They're all going to rotate around.
Oh, Tizian is still, he's holding the stairs up there with a pistol. A little bit of damage, actually. Stanislaw's going to be forced back. Yeah, he's going to be able to recover the skill pretty easily, taking down Tizian, and now they're all escaping. No one there to spot them. This is very awkward. So probably will be a bomb plant inside of the bomb site, but look at all the utility left on Complexity, especially that Molotov with Ye. If they put the bomb down and he's just going to wait for it, should be calling in a little bit of pressure now. Long range fight here and takes down Nex. He's done such a good job in this round already. And that follow-up grenade, I mean, they have so many of them. There's no cover behind this if you're big right now. One grenade. Oh, actually the scout kill coming out there. Smooya doing a bit of damage. He's got 2 health left, and that's from the beginning of the round as well. Tabson moving into the corner. He wants to try and stay a little bit hidden. This position could actually be incredible, and the timing is great. Taking down Android, and now Stanislaw in trouble. 1 on 2, and he's going to get a bullet to the face. Tabson takes him down. I thought Complexity had that for sure. I thought the grenades would have been enough to do that.
I cannot believe both players flanked out around Silo towards the outer yard. You gave up both bomb sites. You completely switched the position, and you just gave way too much room, and it was way too passive. Even towards the end on this retake, everything's taking so long. They're still walking. Stanislaw on the flank couldn't decide when to come in. Nothing had any sense of urgency for Complexity in that round, and Big's going to eat that up, and that gives them just a whole new level of energy to turn that in their favor. What a round to lose. You had it all set up. You had 2 players being aggressive. You had such low HP on a couple and not able to complete enough of the kills. What a nightmare for Complexity, making things difficult on themselves once again.
Yeah, I mean, way more than it really seemed like it should have been. That was another strange round. We're stacking them all up, Moses. We're getting all the odd rounds into this one game. Flash is out again for the headshot. Oh, we could have got another one there. That would have been absolutely perfect. I love the idea of the double scout setup out here, by the way. That's always a fun thing to try and watch. They need one more, and they're not getting it yet.
Big have to know this is stacked. I mean, it's kind of like you're in a weird spot. You don't necessarily want to run the gauntlets against the scouts, but you have to know there's going to be so many people here next. His job to turn this corner. Immediate dink. Yeah, he's ready for the next one as well. He gets that too. And now how do you get this bomb planted? Scout from above, tagging you, and there's the peak. Yay, quad kill in the round. 11-7 in Complexity. They do it right back.
You said it a good 10 seconds before all of this happened. They had to know there were people here. They had some flashbangs left. They could have, I mean, they could have set up some of these kills a little bit more. I just feel like, I don't know about Complexity yet. I feel like Complexity is still just trying to play a very dynamic game, but it feels like, I feel like Big are sort of running out of steam a little bit. Like, it feels like they're just kind of brute forcing everything.
Yeah, some of the timings and communication look off. That kill, that first kill that Ye gets, that trade should have been so much quicker. Like, yeah. he even has like 3 seconds between the 2 fights to really like calm down, readjust the recoil and everything. So I mean, Big, normally you're going to see that traded much more aggressively. I don't know if they've been kind of put back around the back foot, or if they're a little bit nervous, or if Complexity's just surprised them. It's not ideal. Sam's going to challenge that all day, but need a bullet for his troubles.
I mean, you do feel like you have the advantage with the scope at that long range, but Tizian has actually been hitting some pretty good shots, especially with the pistols. So, another chance for Complexity to almost secure the game here. If they can win this round, they start to build the money, and Big are in trouble once again. They just need to not mess this up, Moses.
That's that classic line, find a way to lose. This is going to be a double peek outside. Great response from Stanislaw.
That's precision.
Yeah, just as he swings over. Don't have a whole lot of time to consider that shot. Def down below. He's got no one with him. It's just Def.
Yeah, but it's a pretty good position to be in, standing up with that MP9. I mean, it's very hard for them to get. If they get close, then he's going to have the advantage at long range. He keeps ducking and diving. Tabson will eventually take him down, but still, a lot of time has been bought now. 30 seconds to try and get this ball apart. And it's going to be nearly impossible. The damage from that AK-47. Ye is at it again. 20 kills on him. He is having a fantastic game right now. 12-7, and moving into round number 20 here. There's just no money for Big. I think Complexity might have actually cracked this code, or at least it's very, very near the end for them now.
Trying your hand at the jinxing?
Nearly done it. No, I mean, I know I picked them to win, but I actually love this Complexity story. I think it's amazing. If they win this, I'm just going to be happy for them. It's fun to see, right? I know we all love when FaZe and Astralis and Na'Vi play each other, but sometimes it is just so much fun to see these newer teams coming out.
Yeah, and the miracle runs that they're having. Thompson has the bomb, I believe, outside. It looks like they want to pressure ramp a little bit, and actually they back away. So with these Glocks just kind of causing a lot of confusion. Shazam, we've seen this spot hasn't always gone well for Complexity. This time Shazam's more than happy with it, hunting down Blue, tapping away as he turns the corner, letting him know what's coming. An easy time this time. Complexity's not going to drop anything. 13-7.
Much more focus and just looking much better at the moment. Shazam at 20, Ye at 21. Those two are playing a great game, but the rest are not that far behind. There's really nobody right now on Complexity who isn't doing a good job. So 6-round gap.
If we take a look at this from the Big angle, it's kind of a weird game because we've now seen like 2 different bigs in this tournament. Remember the big that almost got eliminated in the Challenger stage that just looked flat, looked like they didn't know what they're doing. The big that made the comeback in the Challenger stage and just wrecked everybody. The big that came in and beat FaZe 16-5. Yeah. Now we're getting that Challenger stage, the flat one again here in this match, it feels. Yeah, not to take anything away from Complexity, but it does feel like there's some element missing from Big, and maybe it is just Complexity putting them off their game with that incredible first half.
I think that's at least part of it, right? Like, I don't think you can take anything away from Complexity right now, because there's no question that they're just playing great Counter-Strike at the moment. So there's not really much to steal away from them. But I do think, obviously, it is difficult when you are in such an important game and you lose 7 rounds in a row. Like,
yeah, to start on the CT side of Nuke.
Yeah, that'll take away some of the core, strength of the team for sure, and maybe more than we were expecting out of Big, right? So many teams have been struggling with trying to find the strength to recover from bad beginnings, and it's not always possible. It certainly seems like right now they need to come up with something nice. The lobby crunch coming in. Actually, a little bit of noise. I was getting scared. Did anyone hear it, I wonder? A lot of shooting going on. I don't think they know.
It doesn't look like Tizian heard that, but either way, when they turn this corner, they're certainly going to check. They're certainly going to be aware of the possibility. It's incredible, actually, with this kind of a push, how far back Big is. Towards the back of the bomb site. Great investigation from Def. Immediate headshot, HP to get away, and this is a nice decision from Complexity. 1 minute, drop the smoke, back out.
And the map must be feeling very small right now for Big. They might have guessed that someone was going to back up from out there. They do the triple wall a little bit closer up. Molotov doesn't really stop anybody. 50 seconds now on the clock, and this might be one of the last chances Big have to turn this in their favor. If they want to make some sort of miracle comeback, it's going to have to start right about now. Shazam waiting, and we can see, but obviously he can't.
No one's downstairs, Anders. There's not a single defender downstairs to hold off on this. No one to stop the plant inside the bomb site. This is a great play from Big, but those smokes, it should have told someone, and yeah, Ye finally gets here, but can he get in position in time?
Oh, he's up on the rafters. A very dangerous position to be in, especially if he opened that door. That's not happening right now. Instead, they're coming up below him, and that could actually maybe work out. He's going to hear it. Now readjusting a little bit. Look at the clock as well. 16 seconds. This could be a disaster. Yeah, and that's the bomb down there, but he can't get the kill on Godby. One grenade would do it, but they don't have one, so the bomb plant will at least go through. And next, we'll take down Stanislaw. Android is going to be dropped as well, and suddenly it's not looking so good. Complexity, remember, they need the money. Can't really afford to throw too many rifles at this. And definitely save the AWP. That's a really good hit from Big, and I mean, it's hard to put it all on Ye, but he was the only one at the bomb side, right?
Right, and I mean, he had that kind of crazy position. He wasn't safe from anywhere, so he could have died a number of ways, but I don't think it's necessarily on him that we can place that. It's on Complexity as a whole for not realizing with the wall of smokes that nobody was downstairs. You had a 5-on-4. You could have definitely cheated someone in to get a far more secure position to help defend against that. There, the first shot, Shazam trying to save this weapon, completely blind, it can't go through him. He's the longest seconds of the game for him, and he's going to go down. Next finds it, and that's huge.
It did feel to me like it was
an extra little second in there.
It did.
It did feel a bit uncomfortable. Yeah, that's unfortunate as well, because he could have dropped a weapon. And yeah, with the timing, one HE grenade, if Ye wins that fight, whatever it might be, but simply put, again, another round complexity. I mean, Big just gets so much free space to work with, able to cross that T hallway just for free.
This could turn into a very odd game right now. If Big win this upcoming round, they're going to be 9-13, but then complexity will probably be, well, they will be completely out of money.
Off the double save.
Yeah, and then what? Then we get to like 10, maybe 11-13, and now the pressure could start to really climb back. There's a window for an even stranger ending.
Yeah, but complexity has responded to that pressure in every game when these comebacks, when teams have kind of caught up to them. They've been actually pretty resilient, surprisingly, for a younger and more inexperienced team. Still in the lead at 13-8. Big, as you mentioned, perhaps their last chance to get back into this would be responding here, because they don't have a great amount of money as well. I mean, losing this would really hurt what they can bring into the next round.
Smoke on top of the hut, trying to apply some pressure on that A-bomb site, while 4 of them are making a big flank outside. Shazam is kind of out there trying to spot it. Next down to 59. Not sure what tagged him, but could have been a grenade, I suppose. Oh, and Tizian. This is occupying a fair bit of space. He can stay alive for another 10 seconds, which he cannot. Moses, he's down and out. That would have bought, I think, a more space for this flank. Now it should be very readable for complexity.
Yeah, but again, Death is alone, only one defender, and that smoke's about to clear. The Molotov is going to force them forward. The flashbang might slow him down. All this information, he's going to get wrapped upon. That's the ball. That's a ball for a peek, but he finds Godby jumping in the air. Heroic efforts from Def. He wants to be the first UK player in that legend stage. He wants to steal it away from Smooya.
But he might just get the chance to do it right here and now. 50 seconds, 2-on-4. The fact that he got the bomb in that first kill as well, and just that confirms all of the suspicions. He can immediately call it out and make sure that the backup is there. Ye in a much better position this time than he was last on the bomb site. Very hard for anyone coming in to check any of this. You can see him just waiting to go aggressive, and that's the perfect kill. 28 seconds. Smooya's going to get one of them, but it's a 1-on-3, and he has knocked the bomb down, so it's good headshots, but I still think he's going to be trapped inside of here. As soon as he tries to go for the bomb plant, he's probably going to get immediately pounced upon. Does close out the door. Going to be right on the other side. Smooya, playing a dangerous game, gets tagged up. Got one chance, and they were both waiting for him. It's a good effort, but it's not good enough. 14-8 now. Complexity so close to doing this. 2 more rounds. 2 more rounds, and Big is, I would imagine they take a timeout or something to discuss something, because they do not have a lot of money. Stanislaw, Tizian just kind of stayed out. Android had spotted him deep into the bomb site. Stanislaw is not just going to let him camp out and sit there and chill that whole time. Smooya would have had to have gotten the ace. And yeah, the double up and door caught him off guard. 1 versus 4, though, that he made kind of interesting as time was winding down. Took some money away as well. 14-8, and I think Big, are they force buying here? They're spending everything they've got. Yeah, I mean,
here we go.
Even if they hadn't force bought, the buy in the next round would still be kind of miserable. Their round loss bonus isn't looking that good. And you would have had to go on a 7-round run to force OT, so maybe trying to split that up a little bit and hope they can go on like a 2 or 3 wins here and then 3 or 4 wins later, something along those lines. Yeah, that could be the logic. This has been a wild ride so far. I feel like Complexity have been in charge of this whole game, and then there have been moments where we've had some surprise wins out of Big that we didn't see coming, but that won't carry you through a whole game, and I think that's really what we're seeing here. Just a high level coming out of the Complexity side. Stanislaw up at the hut, ready in case anyone tries to explode their way through. CSAT 75 could do some damage at this range, but if you miss the first couple of shots, that AK will definitely chew up the team. Right now, they're ready and waiting. Flashbang is out. That's not bad at all. We're going to force him back for a minute. And he's going to go right down. Caught mid-air. Now Android alone at the bottom of the bomb site. And needs some backup quick. Oh, that's a great headshot. What a follow-up. I think Def wanted to help out, but Android doing his all on his own. Triple for him. That was a very good defense. Looked so clean. 15-8. And that was the last big stand here for the T side. Now they can do the same again, but Complexity, they are, yeah, what a shocking upset. Yeah, I think they might have gotten it. That's craziness. Great shots from Android. He's had a relatively quiet game
All things considered. Well, he's kind of climbed up in these past few rounds. 15 kills for him, 16 on stand and 17 on def. But that hold in the upper bomb site, those shots are immediate. And I mean, the problem for Big was they got that entry. That was a great Molotov. That was a great pop flash way to peek that door as well, blinding that HUT player entirely for the fire that followed. But no one from Big after that attacked the bomb site. Everyone waiting for that push to come through Mini, through the smoke. Android was able to get one kill and then just stay comfortable, go back and get one more, and still not enough pressure coming onto him. So I think we're missing some of that aggression and some of that trading out of Big, but what incredible shots we're getting out of these complexity players.
Yeah, Android had some pretty good games earlier in the tournament as well, but I mean, he hasn't been needed so much in this game because Ye and Shazam have been doing most of the work.
Shazam was on fire to start this map off.
Yeah, this is obviously not over yet, but I can't believe what I'm seeing. Def might actually be the first British player to make the playoffs.
And I mean, we've most of the focus has obviously been on Smoothie in that context, but what a journey! And I mean, even very similar to Cadians in a way, where Def actually just said, you know what, it's not going to happen in the UK scene. There's just not enough opportunities. It's a little bit too crazy. He goes and lives in America. He's been there for what, a year and a half, 2 years now.
He's been there for a long time, yeah.
And a lot of it has just been without any kind of remarkable achievements, anything to have like hang that success on to be like this was worth it. He's really had to grind.
I mean, I remember reading the news about sort of Def Moon, and I thought, who is this? Like, what is it? Like, why is this a thing? And I must say, like, imagine the persistence it takes to stay there for such a long time playing. We're seeing a bit of a result here as we talk about him, a double kill, and this is just remarkable. All of the garage here, he does get taken down, but Tizian on 16 health, he did everything and more here. 19 kills on him. And this is indeed a Cinderella story for complexity. 2 on 4 right now. And Godby and Tizian, I don't know if they can do this any way whatsoever. Shazam will take down Godby, and it's all on Tizian. 1 versus 4. What a great story this is.
Yes, congratulations to the entire complexity organization. From the players here who have put in the hard work, they talked about it, the long boot camp in Berlin, 10 days, 6 rooms a day. The intense training regimen. Warden, the former legend. Rambo, one of the most historic North American Counter-Strike players of all time, as the coach of this team, and they're going to be making it to the Legend stage. Jason Lake, one of the first real owners in esports as a whole. This bomb plant isn't even going to go down, and Ye's done it. Who better to close it out? But let's put the